So then guys, I want to today tell you all the latest and greatest about the next generation of the MacBook Air and when we're going to get an OLED display put inside of the MacBook Air 2. But first of all, let's do a quick little history lesson where we are with the MacBook Air. So currently we have the M4 MacBook Air available right now. And a lot of you guys are saying ever since the M1 MacBook Air came out some years ago, this is probably the best buy MacBook Air that you can buy. It starts at $999 US for it, but in fact you can pick it up on Amazon for $850 and Best Buy, and you can even pick it up at sometimes for $800, and I'm sure that's going to be the same thing what's going to happen this Black Friday. So this is an exceptional value for what you're getting with this MacBook Air. But this MacBook Air is also amazing too because it does have that M4 chip inside of it, and this allows you to have up to a 10-core CPU, and this is obviously 6 efficiency cores and 4 performance cores. That also, you get 16 gigabytes of RAM as standard, and you can upgrade this all the way up to 32 gigabytes if you want to do that. And you also get 256 gigabytes of storage, and obviously you can upgrade all the way up to 2 terabytes if you want to do that too. It still comes in its 13 and 15 inch sizes, and then we also got a new color introduced, what was that sky blue this time round, and I for one am a big fan of this. But for the next generation of the MacBook Air, you are probably wanting to know what kind of big differences are we going to see, and are we going to see that OLED display anytime soon? Well, the first thing I want to tell you is, sadly, no, the OLED display will not be happening inside of the M5 MacBook Air, and I'll tell you about that in just a second when it is likely going to come. But with the M5 MacBook Air, the main kind of difference we're actually going to get inside of it is literally just going to be the chip inside. Most likely the M5 is going to be very similar to the M4 in the amount of cores it's going to have, so this will probably be a 10-core setup again in the CPU, so this is 6 efficiency cores, 4 performance cores. There'll probably also be a binned version of this too, missing 1 or 2, efficiency cores or performance cores. But then obviously for the GPU, something what may change this time round is that we may actually get a 12-core GPU this time round. Do remember that we had an 8-core GPU with the M1, then it went to a 10-core GPU with the M2, and it's been the same ever since. So it's about time that this has got upgraded to have some additional cores, and it looks like the M5 could actually be the time when this could be upgraded. So this is fantastic news to hear that we could be getting a 12-core CPU version, or a 12-core GPU version, I should say, of the M5. But not only this, something else that could potentially be changing is the minimum amount of storage. Right now it's 256 gigabytes, and this could be pushed up to 512 gigabytes this time round, because obviously 256 gigabytes is just not a lot, especially with macOS itself taking up so much of that sort of storage. So it looks like Apple could be pushing this up for the first time. Don't expect RAM to be going up, because obviously the RAM has just been pushed up with the last generation. It's probably going to take Apple another 4 or 5 years until they do that. But yeah, it will still probably be the baseline at 16 gigabytes this time round. But then moving on though, for the actual price of this MacBook, well, it looks like the pricing is going to stay exactly the same. So this will still probably start out on Apple at $999 US. This will be for the 13-inch model, and the 15-inch model probably the same as the M4 one, what we have right now, the baseline there. So probably there's going to be no changes whatsoever, but the same again with Amazon, what's going on here. You could probably buy it 3 months later for even cheaper, what will be fantastic news to hear, to have this M5 inside of it. But like I said, for pricing, look towards the M4 13 and 15-inch MacBook Airs to get a rough idea of what the M5 MacBook Airs are actually going to cost you this time round. But next of all, you'll probably want to know, what about the release time for this next generation of the MacBook Air? Well, we've actually had this leak in here from Mark Gurman, who's actually told us that the next generation of the MacBook Air is actually on target for spring 2026. It could even come out with the likes of the MacBook Pros. So we're looking towards probably any time from March time all the way to around about, say, I don't know, about May time. This is probably the rough sort of timing when we're going to get that next generation of the MacBook Air. So to be honest, it's not that far away when we're actually going to be getting that. But first guys, I just want to tell you quickly about the channel giveaway for this right here. So I'm going to be giving away at the end of September time one of these. This here is an iPad Pro with an M4 chip inside of it. And I'm going to be giving it away to one lucky subscriber on this channel. And it could be you. And all you have to do to enter it in is just do two things. The first thing you need to do is just put down in the comments below right now of what technology gear you're hoping to get in 2025. Maybe it's going to be a new iPhone, maybe it's going to be a new iPad, maybe it's going to be a new MacBook, maybe it's got nothing to do with Apple whatsoever. It could actually be, say, a Nintendo Switch 2 or something else completely different. Now, the second part of the giveaway will be happening at the end of September time, where I'll be making a video giving you more even details about the iPad Pro giveaway, including when I'll be doing the live stream, and also a little form to fill in too. And you won't want to miss out on that video, so if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, and make sure you watch that video when it does come out. Plus, you also want to be a subscriber too, because I'm giving this away to a lucky subscriber. The other thing I just want to quickly tell you about this iPad Pro, it is the 13-inch model, and it's also got 1 terabyte of storage. So that means it's got 16 gigabytes of RAM, a 10-core CPU, a 10-core GPU, and not only this, it's also the cellular version as well, so you can take it out and about, and I'll be giving it away on this international giveaway. But the last thing I just want to quickly tell you is that sadly there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me, tend to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people, better see right here, please do report them. So moving on then from this, you'll probably want to say, what about that OLED display? When is that coming into the MacBook Air? Well, I think we need to get something really clear here out of the way. The MacBook Pro has to get the OLED display in it first. And at the moment, that OLED display in this recent leak we've had right here is on track to come out the end of 2026. So it's unlikely in 2026, especially with the M5 MacBook Air, it will have an OLED display. So, you know, the MacBook Pro has got to get it first, because obviously that is the Pro line version of their MacBooks. So the earliest we could be looking towards is 2027, right? Well, it looks like that is not going to be the case either. It looks like that Apple are going to redesign their screens first of all for the MacBook Air to be this new kind of nano kind of sort of LED kind of version, maybe a mini LED. It's not been very clear exactly what this new kind of LED panel is going to be first of all, but potentially it could actually have ProMotion in it first, but then OLED would come after that. And as you can see right here, it does say that OLED has been delayed, but when it's been delayed out to, well, this is the shocker. It looks like we could be waiting about another 4 years for this, or 3.5 years, in 2029. That looks like it could be the earliest we could get an OLED display inside the likes of a MacBook Air. But to be deadly honest, this kind of makes sense from Apple's point of view. It doesn't make me happy, but look at, say, the likes of, say, ProMotion in an iPhone. The iPhone 13 Pros, they got ProMotion, and it's taken to the iPhone 17 4 years later, when we're going to get an OLED display, what's ProMotion inside of a normal iPhone 17. So yeah, we are waiting a fair bit for that. And this is just the way that Apple like to do their thing. So yeah, you'll be waiting out a good number of years to get an OLED display. But on the benefit side, like I said, this new kind of LED display, what's going to be coming out, that does look like it's going to be coming out first of all, and that could be in just a couple of years from now. But if you are desperate to have an OLED display, it looks like MacBook Pro is the way forward next year. But really guys, that is the latest and greatest we have on the MacBook Air. Are you excited for it? Are you going to be getting one? Well, let me know in the comments below. And with that as well guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell too. Until next time guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.